All right, I'm gonna zoom this in a little bit to get just a little bit more intimate here. I think that's good. Okay. All right, so typically I have a presentation and I get very technical with things, but I want to just kind of go off the top of my head here and talk about why I do actually know that time is not holding you back. And this is the reason why. A lot of times we believe that outputs, like we want to have more outputs, right? We want more results. We want to see more from our life. And a lot of times we think that in order to get more outputs, we need more inputs, right? We need more time to make these to make this happen, right? We need more time to accomplish our weight loss, to accomplish any goal that we have in life, right? This doesn't just relate to weight loss. Now, the goal with weight loss, the goal with anything in life is leverage, okay? And we have found a way to leverage food for you. We have found a way to leverage food in order to guarantee weight loss. Now, this isn't me saying how amazing we are. This isn't about, hey, our program this, our program that. This is just a simple observation of coaching for 4+ years, coaching over 750+ women. And there is a similar pattern with everybody who succeeds in our program, is that leveraging your time is the most powerful thing you can do. How do we leverage it? How do we leverage weight loss, right? Because once again, the internet, we are told that weight loss comes down to a calorie deficit, restriction, doing more, right? More outputs, meal prep and these veggies and the balanced plate. That requires outputs, right? We have to do more to get more out. When we understand how weight loss works, okay? We understand that if we are intentional with creating a structure. Now, when you reverse diet and track your macros, when you work with us, there is an exact plan, okay? You get your food up to a certain point and then you leverage that food. So it's not this miscellaneous, okay, we need to do more outputs here. We need to do more outputs in the gym. We need a meal plan and do all of this stuff and have 6 meals a day. Absolutely not. That is more inputs for more outputs, right? But what if we said, hey, let's take things away that create the same amount of outputs, right? That's leverage, okay? And that is how we have helped so many women succeed, is because we come in, right? We develop a plan for you. What works? What is your life like, okay? What do you do? What is your schedule like? Let's take a look at your calendar and let's be intentional with all we need you to do, okay, is eat this amount of food consistently 5 days a week, okay? We don't care what it's from. We don't care if it's, a Pop-Tart before the gym. We don't care if it's Chick-fil-A. We don't care if it's chicken fajitas or chips and salsa. It can be from whatever, as long as you track it, okay? And as long as you are hitting the macro goal that we have set for you, okay? So now what we do is we increase food over time to get you to your true maintenance. Now, really quick, I want you to imagine that your maintenance, your metabolism is a bathtub, okay? So our goal is to fill this bathtub up with calories, right? Metabolism. So what calories are is a unit of energy. So we fill the bathtub up with as much energy as it allows, as many calories as it allows, so that you don't gain weight, okay? And then once you have that bathtub full, we simply say, okay, let's release the drain. Now, this is all intentional. We have an exact plan in place. We come in and we say, we need, like, listen, given your schedule, right, whether you're insanely busy, whether you do have the time, we say, okay, let's eat, let's have a structure, let's have a framework, right? Let's eat at this time, and that's it. That's it. We can get you, even if you don't have time to work out. And we help our clients. Now, if you do love to work out, if you want to have more of a toned physique, okay, you can 3 days a week see a lot of success doing that. And that's an amazing thing, because a lot of times more outputs, right? We need to be in the gym 7 days a week, doing cardio 7 days a week, right? And we sometimes don't see any results from that when we do that. But you want to know something? I guarantee that if you reverse dieted your food, filled up the bathtub, right? You went to the gym 3 days a week. Now, let's say you just didn't want to go to the gym and you just wanted to lose weight and take back control of your metabolism. That is still possible. That does not mean anything. Working out just provides you with, one, some health benefits, two, just a more toned physique, more muscle. Okay, if you just want to lose weight and feel good, you can still do that by leveraging food. So if you reverse diet, okay, fill up that bathtub, and then you implement a fat loss phase, science is science. You're still going to lose weight because you've leveraged food and you've taken back control. Now, inside of our program, we have all the data points, so we know when to make those decisions. Okay, so obviously it is a benefit to work with us, to have that feedback, to have somebody say, hey, the fluctuation on the scale is normal, but I just want you to know, if anybody who's watching this, if you have, if leverage is a concept that is familiar to you, and if you've noticed yourself associating outputs with inputs in terms of more, I will get more outputs with more inputs, then I promise you there is a better way. If you are insanely busy, if you have no time in the world, that is because we've just associated outputs with inputs. That's simply it. So if we can zoom out, right, look at your life, look at your calendar, your day-to-day, 50,000 feet in the air, right? I guarantee that there are 3 to 4 times a day where we could come in and say, hey, I need you to eat. Now, listen, we don't tell you what to eat. We will never tell you exactly what to eat unless you ask for us to, unless you are okay with doing that, unless you like doing that. But the timeline and the structure of when to eat will give you the clarity, and it will make it virtually impossible for you to not see results and not succeed in this journey unless you absolutely have something else going on in life. 9 times out of 10, right? If we have shown somebody that, if we've created leverage with somebody and we have put their calendar and their timeline in a place of, hey, this is foolproof, right? Sometimes there's other things that happen in life and you can't do anything about that. But if you have your consistent job, your consistent life, routine is pretty similar, but it just never feels like you have time, I promise you just have to shift that perspective of leverage. We want more outputs by implementing less inputs. Okay, we want to get more from doing less. And I want to kind of take you into an example. My client Lauren, she actually was overdoing it in the gym. She's in a fat loss phase. She's a little plateaued, a little frustrated. Inflammation is really high. So we said, hey, let's actually not train at all. And she's starting to see that scale go down. Now, food has remained the same in terms of, like, we didn't change anything with her food. We had those variables set. So the food, right? She's in a cut right now, and so she saw this really hard plateau. She was losing inches, losing some weight, but it stopped. And so we said, hey, let's stop training, right? Let's take a break from training. Inflammation is getting really high. Adrenals are getting a little bit high. Now I'm kind of going into the weeds here a little bit too much, but I just want, if you are watching this, just know that if you have somebody come in, right, and give you the support you need to build out, right, a structure that works for you, that isn't fucking chicken and rice and boring stuff, right? Because a lot of times we associate weight loss with chicken and rice. Boring. You can lose weight eating Chick-fil-A for every single meal. We just have to understand how much you are eating, and that is very easy to get clear on. So weight loss is very, 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 very simple when you understand it. Now, we have 3 pillars in our program that we like to talk about, right? 1, you are responsible for everything in your life. 2, you don't know what you don't know. And 3, intentionality is everything, right? So being intentional with what you're doing. And if you can follow those guidelines and kind of like use those, kind of have those with, like, carry those with you, you can do anything. So being willing to learn, like, and listen, it really does take saying, hey, I am going to, every successful thing I've done in my life has come from hiring somebody who knows more than me, who's more valuable. Now, am I saying, hey, hire us? Hell yeah, I am, because we're amazing and we create results and we are good at what we do. But obviously, if you can get any value from this, it really would be that the only thing is holding you back is just what you don't know, right? You do not know what you do not know. And if we can be intentional with giving you the exact plan in terms of, okay, reverse dieting, macros, if you eat this amount of food, I don't care what it's from, now all we have to do is say, hey, let's figure out some blocks where we can hold ourselves accountable, right? Extraordinary people do extraordinary things. If you can designate 3 to 4 times a day to eat some food, like anything you want, if you can't do that, then that's really on you. Like that is just, you have other, you have more important things that you have in your life, and that is okay. That's not a bad thing, but sometimes it's time to, it's powerful to be aware of your decisions, be aware that you are responsible for everything that happens in your life. It really just, extraordinary people do extraordinary things, and you know what? That's no judgment to anybody who doesn't, but this journey is, it's so freeing and so beautiful when you do it the right way. Sometimes I get frustrated as a coach because I know that once everybody who comes into our program, it is life changing. It creates real life change. So it's like, how can we get everybody to see this, right? Now, sometimes this stuff falls on deaf ears, and if you're somebody who's watching this and it falls on deaf ears, that's fine. There will come a time when you are fed up and you need change, and that's where we come in, right? But if you're at that point and you just feel like nothing works and that you have no time and that it's just everything's working against you, I promise that's just not the truth, right? Now there's a whole another level of like, okay, emotionally, are we even, like, can we create this space for ourselves emotionally right now? Like, let's say you're going through a divorce or you're going through some very serious thing in life. Like, sometimes that is hard to navigate around. That's just real life, you know. And if you need some structure, right? One of my biggest things is like, if you're going through a hard time in life and you just need some support and structure, and you don't want to gain weight, right? And if you listen, you'll still lose weight if you follow the program. But even just having this plan and this protocol that you know will keep you at bay during stressful times, that's a massive win, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to end this, is because one of the biggest things that I hear and see on a daily basis is I just don't have the time. And I'm going to tell you this, that's just completely false. I promise you do. And it's not a matter of will, it's not a matter of discipline, it is a matter of inputs and outputs, leveraging your time and your food, right? Now, leveraging time in terms of just creating time and getting more from doing less, and then just and from a weight loss perspective, what we do is we leverage food, and it's just the most amazing thing. And I don't see many other coaches actually take the time to coach the way that we do, because they just want the instant results. They just want to say, hey, you know, we helped them lose 20 pounds in 3 months, but guess what? I promise you, the very bland meal plan that you put them on was unsustainable, and if you talk to them in 6 more months, you're probably going to be back to where they were. And so real life change is also important, right? These are foundations you should take with you for the rest of your life. So if you are struggling with time and you are really leaning on that as the reason why you can't get started, hopefully this gives you a little bit of push to at least pique your interest into like, yo, what can we do? How can we leverage my time? How can we leverage my weight? Because we offer a results-based guarantee. If you are consistent in our program and you see no results, we don't want to have your money, because we did not do our jobs, right? So we just love what we do, and we just want to be able to provide as much help as we possibly can and operate from just this place of like, just help. We just want to provide as much as we can. So anyways, if you've made it this far, appreciate you very much. Hopefully something in here has piqued that interest where it's like, at least just, you know, I want to know a little bit more about what they do, right? And if it just takes watching some more YouTube videos, do that. learn a little bit more about what we do, because I promise you it's life changing and it makes a real impact. So I'm going to leave it at that. And if you are following along with 5280 training and what we do, myself, Coach Britt, continue to follow along. We have amazing things coming. You know, team retreat in April, our second annual team retreat. Last year's team retreat was insane. I think it's going to double this year. We're going to go to San Diego. So looking forward to that, but that'll be in April of 2025. So we can give our people some time to, you know, take time off. But yeah, that's all I got for this video, and I'm stoked to see you in the next one. Okay? Peace.